Hello and welcome everyone. I just wanted to give a brief update on a very important issue that I'm sure many of you will have seen in the news in recent weeks. Of course, this involves the subject of international students who are the subject of certain removal orders as a result of their admission to Canada on the basis of fraudulent acceptance letters. Let me start by saying to those who are genuine applicants who have been going through a period of uncertainty, we understand the toll that this process has taken on your mental health and the challenges that you're dealing with, and we want to provide a solution, and I'll have details in just a moment. Let me also say that we believe that there are significant aspects of fraud that certain bad actors have been using to take advantage of students, and to the extent that people are complicit in fraudulent schemes, of course they will bear the consequences under the Canadian law of their behavior in those instances. But I do have important news to share, particularly for those genuine students who are the victims of fraud, to provide recourse in this particular instance. First, we are establishing a task force made up of senior officials of both IRCC and CBSA. This task force will be required to undertake a case-by-case analysis of every individual case that is the subject of a removal order on the basis of fraudulent letters of acceptance. In the interim, and this is particularly important for the students who find themselves in this situation, any pending removals will be halted in the interim, and there will be a temporary permission to stay over the course of this period of consideration. The task force will consider particular factors, including whether a person completed their study, including their level of knowledge of any fraudulent scheme that may have underpinned their application, and those who are found not to have had knowledge and who have been genuine applicants to the student program will be given permission to stay in Canada for a period of a few years so they can either complete their studies or potentially remain in Canada and work over the next few years. In the meantime, we also know that we have a long-term issue that we need to solve. We have been working over the past number of months to establish a stronger system to better detect fraud when it comes to letters of acceptance. We'll have more to say in the months ahead because it will take some significant reforms to ensure that we can protect in a more automated way the ability to verify the veracity of letters of acceptance that may have been issued. Let me conclude with the message that I began with. Those international students who are genuine applicants that came to Canada to study and were victimized by fraudsters will be given permission to remain in Canada. Those who were complicit in a fraudulent scheme will be held accountable for their actions and will bear the full consequences of Canadian law for their illicit behavior in this particular instance. We need to do what we can to protect the ability of those innocent people to remain in Canada, and with the process that I've laid out for you today, we'll be able to do just that. I'm happy to take what questions you may have.